I'm like, oh, I am too.
And I have to retune now.
All right, retune. We had
No, we did now.
this is rock star stuff. We had like a microphone problem. But I think we got it sorted. Is it on? This one?
Yes.
Okay.
It's on.
This is my first time being a sound engineer, so please bear with me.
Can I introduce you now? Are you guys ready?
We're good.
All right. We talked about the public speaking thing and how
Turn it
that
way.
is like the people's number one fear. But people fear being on stage really more than they do death itself. So these two ladies are going to tell us, and they're going to show us, how facing that fear actually helps them feel alive. Singing, playing instruments, rocking out in local bands and music programs. Please welcome Heather Yeager and April Katsafanas.
Hello, ladies. We're very honored to be here tonight. Oh, am I?
Chord management, sorry. Chord management.
And
Okay.
we got a little this. Oh yeah.
I suppose to put that on. That was better.
Okay.
We're a little squished up here, so.
So we're honored to be here and wanted to thank Dale and Cindy so much for having us be a part of this special evening. And we're going to start off with a song we chose by the Indigo Girls. And we chose that song not only because it has cool harmonies, but also because it talks about leaving situations that aren't healthy and moving forward. And it's the devil you know is often more comfortable than the devil you don't. You just got to push on and move forward and don't look back.
Yep. Okay. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. You had to see me as you said. Lost my something and I can't get it back. Or a kill on your trophy rack. Check my schedule and my train is rolling down the track. Past the sadness of the salt flats to the prospect of the land fat. I'm just a lazy orange house cat on the sofa where I've been put up. You've been a hole in my sky. You're my shrinking water supply. For my well runs to ride. I'm going round, round, round the bend. Fill it up again. I'd like to say that it was clear to me, the triangle geometry, but in the end it's still a mystery. Placement of affection in a disarray. I landed up the courage that it took. Made that bed, I took a one last look. You can hear them blabbing in my wind. In a hole in my sky. Shrinking water supply. Before my well runs to ride. I'm going round, round, round the bend. Fill it up again. One take on, second thoughts are on my mind. What's this trip gonna cost me this time? The devil I know is starting to look awfully kind, but the new road is an old friend. Fill it up again. My fill it up again. Well runs to right, well runs to right.
I'm going
Round, round, round the bend. So fill it up again.
That was the Indigo Girls, and that's the Devil I Know, what we were talking about. Okay. Chord management. Sorry. Here we go. All right. Do we have a picture up? No. We'll do it. Yep.
No, we just have questions.
Which picture you want? I think we're just gonna have a picture of you and I.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Okay. So, April and I have discussed the fear of being on stage, and we both agree speaking is a lot scarier than singing and playing. Might surprise a lot of people, but I think it's because talking is so natural that when you're speaking to somebody, your brain just sort of goes on, you can speak on autopilot and your brain can run processes in the background, and sometimes those processes can be kind of anxious and self-critical and self-conscious. But when you're playing music or doing any kind of art, like painting, dancing, I don't know, what other art there is, you have to lose yourself in the process. You have to immerse yourself in it. And your circuits are so occupied with all the different things that you're doing, especially if you're playing and singing an instrument at the same time, that there's really no room for the anxiety to creep in. You just sort of lose yourself. You get in the zone. Wouldn't you agree?
I do agree. Yeah, for me, public speaking, it's, you have to think on your feet, you have to visually engage, maybe try to add a little bit of humor. But with music, for me at least, you just can shut your eyes and go. You can get lost in a song and just put your mark on it. The words are already written for you, which is wonderful. And you can choose to make eye contact or not, or you can just close your eyes. And the only humor is maybe my toe tapping or dancing. So, when do you feel most nervous or fearful before a performance?
For me, it's getting everything ready. I was nervous all day today because I have a new little toy over there called a sound board or mix board, and I had no idea how to plug everything in, so cross your fingers. And I also find that a tequila shot about 15 more minutes before I go on stage really does help. Just one though, not more than one. And the worst part is usually introducing the band, which is I make April do it.
She does, it's true. But she did introduce me to the tequila trick, so that's helped.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, for me, it's like a half hour before the performance. I start getting the sweaty palms and my stomach gets all sick and I pace and all of that. And then usually 1 or 2 songs in, then I start feeling better, which makes this a little difficult since we only have 1 or 2 songs. So I don't hit my stride, but...
Right. So I'm sure people are wondering why we're doing this.
So, for me, I'll answer that. And I don't know if you want to do these.
Oh yeah,
during that part.
sorry, I forgot to do slides.
Music is universal. No age, gender, nationality, everyone can connect to music in some way, shape, or form. And a little backstory, growing up, my sister and I, we were singing all the time, whether it be next to the record player or before going to bed, all those times we were always singing. And so then I joined choir in junior high, and that pretty much lasted for me all the way through college. And after college, about age 24, my dad bought me a guitar. And he said, for some reason, I think you will like this. And he didn't get a fancy one, just in case I didn't, but that's not the one I'm talking about, because that's kind of a fancy one.
That was obviously at her wedding.
So I turned right around and went to the Old Town School of Folk Music and started taking classes. About 4 or 5 years I took classes there. I just fell in love immediately. And at the same time, I had a couple of my guy friends that lived in the city that also played. So we started practicing together, and we did some open mics, and then even started hitting a little bit of a stride and doing some corner bars where we played. And at that same time, I got pregnant and moved to the suburbs. Musical endeavors came to a quick halt. So then it was about 5 years that I wasn't doing anything. And you know, motherhood is so wonderful for so many reasons, but you lose yourself. And I was a stay-at-home mom too, so I didn't have an identity through work or anything like that. And it was a little bit sad, but luck have it, those same guys that stayed in the city then also had kids and moved to the suburbs. So we started playing again, and all of a sudden a sense of self comes back again. You know, a little bit of my former self, and just something that was just mine alone, away from the family. And then I moved into my childhood home next door to Heather, and she invited me to join her in garage band university, which is right just next door.
Right next door.
And it was awesome. Music was back in my life. So, you know, there's a lot of options for learning. If any of you maybe had music in your life in some way before and just not, you know, gotten back into it, there's lessons, meetup groups, neighbors. It's easy. You can do it.
Absolutely. It's never too late. I'm a little 11 years older than her, so my path was a little different, but 10 years ago, my world drastically changed. I had 2 knee surgeries, so that ended my tennis career. The housing market crashed, and that curbed my house flipping business. And then my kids started leaving home. So all of a sudden I had a huge void, and I got really depressed. So growing up, I was really involved in music, and I really, really missed it. So I started taking guitar lessons, and my guitar instructor kept urging me to sign up for Garage Band U and all these open mics and everything, and I kept saying, no, I'm not ready. Because it's really hard to sing and play at the same time. And for me, usually one of the two suffers. So then, 2 friends of mine who were pretty much beginner musicians signed up for School of Rock in Hinsdale. And they started performing and posting things on Facebook. And I thought, well, they can do it. I can do it. So I put my big girl panties on, and I terrifyingly signed up for Garage Band U, once again right next door. And it was terrifying, but it was awesome. And I felt like, you know, I was doing what I meant to do, to go back to what Nancy said earlier. You know when you're on the right path. So, and as to why, I think most people will agree that when you hear a song that you like, it probably stirs something really deep inside of you. And the only thing I can say about playing and singing music is that it's an even more intense feeling, and you just naturally want to share that joy, right? Yeah. And the nice thing about music is you can do it when you're old. You can do it forever, actually. You know, and it's great, speaking of getting old, for keeping your brain healthy. And you can do it with your family and your friends, your kids, your, you know, cousins, at your lake house, sitting by the campfire. And if you're thinking, oh, I could never play the guitar, you're wrong. If you can play 4 or 5 really easy chords, you can play a lot of songs, hundreds of songs, like the ones we're doing tonight, pretty much. You can play G, D, E, A minor, E minor, you can play almost any Eagles song. So we'd like to leave you kind of with this thought, and that is, You must embrace change and reinvention. It's just a fact of life. Don't be a dinosaur. Change or die. You have to leave your comfort zone to grow, and it's scary. But in the end, the rewards far outweigh the fear, I'm telling you.
Well, we actually have a special surprise for you guys tonight. We have a special guest for our last song.
We're gonna get
her out of her comfort.
Yes, come on, Cindy, get out of your comfort zone.
You guys, I didn't know we were gonna do this. Here, you take mine, since I'll take the one that's not working. I'm just here for the tequila shot. Or did you do that? You did that? At everyday tea? That's crazy. I can't see the words, so this is gonna be.
Oh, is it? Try it again. Hold on. We're having a mic issue.
we have a short record.
I hear it.
Check two, check two. You can hear it?
I'm
Okay.
gonna turn it up though.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn mine down.
Thank
so I
you.
can hear myself too well.
Okay. And then we need to switch this, so maybe you can see it a little bit better. No.
Be helpful.
Here. This one. Okay. I
Talk
can't-
amongst
I
yourselves.
can't get it any higher for you though. So,
Actually, I'm gonna get my iPad from the, it's just sitting by the stereo thing. It's kind of far away.
I'm gonna turn this down, turn this that way. So my mic's not picking up yours.
And where did you, when you sent me?
Did you send those words to her in an email
okay, can you hear better now?
Yeah.
No? Dan? Everybody else is like, good deal.
Change places with me, how's that? 'Cause I'm louder than you. Just naturally. Check. Check. It's not working. We have a short record, I think. Or just do that behind.
Yeah, this one's, oh, this is really good.
Because it's already wired.
Yeah.
Just go real close to it.
Okay.
Those can stay down there, that's fine. It'll just seem really loud. Yeah, it
I couldn't see that. The table is very tiny.
is a tiny table.
So is that on now?
Not really, just getting way in there. This, we might have to come off it.
I'm gonna come off a little bit.
Okay. You ready?
Sure.
1, 2, 3, 4. What a wonderful, wonderful world this would be. What a wonderful, 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 wonderful world.
Don't know much about history. Don't know much biology. Don't know much about a science book. Don't know much about the French I took.
But I do
know
that I love you. And I know that if you love me too. What a wonderful, wonderful world this would be. Don't know much about geography. Don't know much trigonometry. Don't know much about algebra.
Don't know what it's like, who it's for.
But I do know 1 and 1 is 2. And if this one could be with you, what a wonderful, wonderful world this would be. What a wonderful
sister is like a legit
She is an
rock
actual rock
star.
star, yeah.
Took over for Grace Slick in
Jefferson
Jefferson
Starship.
Starship. So this was Cindy's big premiere. So. I looked for, go ahead, the School of Rock has a course coming, the next course coming up if anyone's interested. I think November 2nd.
They don't have an adult
Or no,
program.
of course,
Garage
Garage
Band
Band,
University.
right down there, like November 2nd. So,
And we'd be happy to answer any questions about that.
yeah, does anyone have any questions for the band? What's your band name? That's my question.
Oh, we don't have one. Okay, so
The name I'm saving for when I have my real band.
oh yeah, that's right. I'm just the interim. She
It's
gets a real
candy
band.
for breakfast. Because when I was a little kid, I asked my parents one time, "Can I have candy for breakfast?" And they said, "No." They said, "When you're a grown-up, you can do anything else, anything you want to do, but right now, no, you can't have candy for breakfast." So I said, "Well, I'm a grown-up. I'm gonna have candy for breakfast.
Yep.
I'm gonna be in a band."
Any other questions for the band?
So can we see you anywhere, play somewhere?
Well,
You get to answer that one.
yeah, okay. Right now Heather is not in Garage Band U because she's got a trip coming on, but
India.
I will be performing November 10th at Tailgaters with the band, so.
What's your
Um,
band's name?
That, we don't know, it
Yes.
changes every session at Garage Band, so. Oh.
the guys you play with.
Oh, okay, well,
Friday.
Okay, and then there's another gig coming up Friday. I'm just doing 2 songs with Ara. They're an actual real good
Oh my
band.
God, I know
They're
them.
playing at Rally Doyle, and I'm gonna guitar play one song and sing one
Ara?
song. Well, the lead guitarist is a Hillcrest dad, and I'm a Hillcrest mom, and so we connected through our kids' elementary school. Yes, I know, so that's fun.
Aren't
But
they like hard rockers?
yeah, well, like Journey and REO
Oh,
Speedwagon and all.
sweet.
Yeah,
What
it's
are you
fun.
gonna wear?
I haven't picked my outfit yet. I don't know. Maybe I'll wear high boots that day. Yes. But then, yeah, I have 2 other guy friends that I play with once in a while, and we were called the Merge. Yeah. But no, I don't. November 10th is at Tailgaters in Bolingbrook, and it's during the day, so like 2:30 in the afternoon. Family friendly. Yeah. Free.
Oh, Rochelle.
What if we have, when it gets warm again, a summer outing of everyday eating, and you guys come back and play, because now I want to like party and have fun.
I love that idea.
We'd be honored.
That would be wonderful. We would be honored to do that.
We'll have more than 2 songs.
You can be the background.
Party
Yeah.
at Heather's house.
That'd be great.
Party at my house. I have the mixing board now.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Thanks so much for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.